don't know who needs to hear this, but this came to me. Taking accountability for yourself. Oh, oh wait, taking accountability for yourself. Oh wait, misandry and misogyny is not taking accountability for yourself. Oh, I knew men wasn't this, they wasn't that. All they want is sex, all they want to do is use you. All they want to do is this, all they want to do is that. I should have known better, I knew better. I'm gonna go and focus on myself. That is not taking accountability for yourself. Oh, I know women, all they want to do is use you, take your money. All they want to do is this, all they want to do is that. I knew better, I should have known better. I'm gonna leave them alone and focus on myself. That is not taking accountability for yourself. I'm afraid for you to take accountability for yourself. You're going to have to sit with the real dark, deep reasonings as to why you find yourself in this state of relationships like this. Sit with the parts of yourself that you are running away from. The parts that don't have this easy explanation that you just repeat that everybody else has said and you heard from everybody else's stories and the podcast peoples and YouTube peoples, TikTok peoples have said about men and women. And that is the reasoning why you are in relationships like this or your relationships happen like this. It's their fault. That is not taking accountability for yourself. Taking accountability for yourself is you knew women were like this. Why did you go and date the women's? You saw that they did the things you said you knew that they are like. Why did you stay? You knew men were like this. Why did you go over there? Why did you stay? Why did when they did XYZ, instead of, okay, they're like this, let me just leave. You stayed, you saw all these things. Then when you saw all the things, you went and you ran and went and gone and tell everybody, oh yeah, they're just like this, they're that. And then you went back to them to continue the relationship. Why? Why do we do these things? Could it be for us to take accountability? We see people who are like this. We think ourselves, maybe we can change them? Why do you think that of yourself? Why do you believe you can change them? And if you believe yourself a changer of peoples, why do you react this way when they don't do what you want so easily? You try communicating, you try XYZ, and then you go on and tell everybody how they're this, how they're that, or you journal this, or you have this in your brain that they're this way and they're fucked up and they're this way. And so we just continue these stories that make us look like a savior and we're a savior and they're just a poor, unfortunate soul who is just like this. Why do we do this? I find it interesting, and I probably am the same. Why it probably came to my brain. Why we feel when we see people who are like how they are, all the red flags and all the things. Could it be we chose that person for selfish reasonings, and we have to sit with that? Why? Why are we like this? Could it be you wanted some kind of story in the end, or some kind of something more, and you realize you didn't go into this relationship with the intentions of loving someone. You went into this relationship to capitalize, to use yourself. You wanted things from this person, and you went over there, and when that didn't happen, you threw temper tantrums and slander, and I'm trying to find other words for defamations. You did all these things about who they are and how they're this and how they're that and they're just this. Could it be we need to sit with ourselves and look deep inward as to why are we like this? We want to cry and blame about how they were using and did all these things. But could it be we did the same things? Could it be we were trying to use? We cry about they did XYZ. But if you did all these things, you went over there to love them, and they did all these things, and you continue to stay. And not only did you stay, you take on aggressiveness and hardness, and now we are reacting and reactive towards this person. Why? Why did we choose that? If we were the savior, this person that was gonna change and love them and do all these things, why was these behaviors and patterns the way you chose to behave? Could it be maybe we need to realize I'm not a safe person, and there needed to be healing, so much deep healing, where I sit alone by myself and I think and I journal and I go to therapy and I really dig inwards and try to look at these problems of myself and look at that and work at that, so that we can be healthy individuals to love and be able to find the right people for that and reject those who are not for that, who we cannot love. I find it odd when I really think about these things, how we will go over to people, think ourselves some kind of savior, some kind of, we're gonna go over there and change some kind of person. We go to people who they themselves are dealing with their own things, and instead of either realizing I cannot help this person, I cannot love this person, and leaving them alone, instead of suggesting, okay, you have such and such, and I have such and such issues. I feel like we both need to work at these things so that we can be healthier people, not just for each other, but just in general, so that we can be healthy. We do not do the work for us to be healthy. We think ourselves already healed and that we are leagues ahead of this person and they need to listen to us and do what we say and they will be better. But we don't go about these things in a holistic, healthy manner. We now turn this person into a whole enemy, and they're doing all these things and they are this person. And instead of either leaving and going to work at the things, we create smear campaigns. And now women hate this, men hate this. This is not taking accountability for yourself and doing the work of healing. Doing the work of healing is really truly realizing, yeah, some people are how they are, but why did I go over there? Why, instead of sitting with myself to heal, knowing that I don't have the right tools for love, because I've never done this before. I'm not some kind of expert. Where did I know to know how to do this? We're all going about this newness from a blank slate, trying at this. And we do not humble ourselves to realize, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to love. I don't know how to love this person. I don't know how to love myself, because why would I choose these situations if I love myself? And then go about doing the work to really truly love ourselves. That is what we skip. If people were actually healing, taking accountability for themselves, a lot of these things wouldn't even be like, we wouldn't even hear a lot of these things. We would hear a lot of, I'm this way, and instead of healing, instead of making sure I was actually a healthy individual, I went into a relationship because I wanted to escape from actually healing. I thought I can go into this relationship and take and use and take from this person to fill me up so that I can be healthy, and not realize how actually shitty that is. And it's not that I'm using this to say to blame ourselves, because again, self-pity isn't taking accountability, but realize we're actually not healthy peoples, and we need to do the work for that. And doing the work for that is accessible to us. There are avenues, the right avenues for that we just need to take for that. I wish people would do that work for healings. I wish people would actually sit with their deepest, darkest problems, and once you do that, fix the self-hatreds that we're trying to run away from, trying to find someone to love us so we won't hate ourselves so much. I wish when people actually did that, that in itself would heal a lot of this gender war, heal a lot of this, oh, women hate this, women hate this. And instead we'd hear, no, men have gone through a lot and are going through a lot. And this is why, and I just need to pray, or I need to just be hopeful that people will do the work. And some people won't do the work. However, I don't need to throw into the atmosphere, into this environment, my hatred of XYZ. And I'm guilty of these things myself, but I had to sit back and kind of take a look and realize I don't want to be that way. I don't want to just keep repeating the same nonsense and staying in a narrative that in itself I created for myself, because there are better men and women, but I chose to not go towards those outcomes and decided to choose this person knowing all these things, and somehow thought it was going to be different, or I was some magician and I could make this into something that it wasn't. I think we all have to do that work and be real with ourselves. And when we really do that work, we will find ourselves be more at peace, not yelling, not blaming, but real deal, just focusing on that was the past and the future is me being a healthier, better version of myself who will find the right person for myself, the right people for me. And that the yelling and the constant women ain't this, men ain't that will be so much quieter, and there will be love in the world because the love started first with yourself. And then you were able to extend this over to those outwards and realize they are just people trying to figure it out themselves, just like you. Then we come to the conclusion that this person is me and I am them.